Saudi Arabia has done it again. They have unveiled another construction marvel, a building that will attract tourists from all around the world. But you know what? This time, they have won the hearts of the Muslim world as well, unlike their previous constructions, which were solely aimed at pleasing the non-tourist from all over the world without caring about the sentiments of the Muslim world. So, what is it this time? Let us know in today's video. Saudi Arabia has just unveiled the House of Islamic Arts in Jeddah, its first museum devoted entirely to Islamic art. Over 1,000 artifacts, 15 centuries of history, pieces gathered from China, from India, from the Maghreb, and from Andalusia, proof laid out under glass that Islamic civilization was never one culture. It was dozens of them, bound by one revelation. At the heart of the collection, Arabic calligraphy. Rare Qur'anic manuscripts tracing how the script of revelation became an art form in its own right. A textile over 2.5 meters long, carrying 1/3 of the Quran in microscopic writing. A manuscript in which every single letter is built from one of the names of Allah. Thousands of coins minted across the Umayyad and Abbasid caliphates, tracing how an empire built on faith also built trade, governance, and civilization itself. This is heritage treated with the respect and care it deserves. And we say it plainly, when Saudi Arabia does something like this, we are delighted. We celebrate it. Not because Saudi Arabia is just another country doing something nice for tourism. Saudi Arabia holds a unique significance that sets it apart from other countries. This is the land the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam walked. This is the land where the Sahaba bled, migrated, starved, and buried their children. Not for a kingdom, not for oil, not for a vision with a year attached to it, like the so-called Vision 2030, but so that Islam would reach us all. Every grain of that land carries a sacrifice. That's why Saudi Arabia's standard can't be the same as any other nation's. Which is why the last few years have been so difficult to watch. Because most actions under Vision 2030 were not representative of core Saudi Arabia. It felt as if Saudi Arabia was ashamed of its Islamic image and wanted to become like any European nation. Cinemas got opened, concerts were staged, with millions spent flying in Hollywood names for a single night. Music festivals were held in Al-Ula, the same Al-Ula the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, warned his own companions to pass through in fear, without lingering, without drinking from its wells, because it was the land of a punished people. Yoga retreats were promoted as wellness tourism in that same Al-Ula region. A structure named Maqab was built in a shape and scale deliberately echoing the Kaaba, a resemblance that offended millions of Muslims worldwide, and rightly so. Fashion shows were organized and mixed-gender beaches were welcomed. All of it is marketed under one banner, Vision 2030. None of these changes were framed as a departure from Islam. It was framed as progress, as opening up, as tourism revenue and economic diversification. But intentions don't change outcomes, and the outcome was a Saudi Arabia that increasingly looked like it wanted to abandon the identity of Islam from itself. So, when we see Saudi Arabia now finally focusing on preserving Islamic values and feeling proud to showcase the verses of the Quran in a beautiful manner, we indeed feel delighted and relieved as well. So yes, this museum matters. Not because it will bring in more visitors, though it will. It matters because for once, the announcement coming out of Saudi Arabia wasn't, "We built something to look modern." It was, "We built something to remember who we are." This distinction highlights the difference between Vision 2030 and what we might call Vision Akhirah, a vision that is not measured by tourism dollars or global headlines, but by what will still hold significance on the day when those factors no longer matter. Saudi Arabia does not need to choose between development and deen, but if it must choose, let it lean toward the reason its sand is sacred. Because a nation built on sacrifice does not have the right to trade its soul for a skyline. It is the only place on earth that is held to a higher standard and held to a higher standard, and this time it lived up to it. Islam does not oppose development or technology. Saudi Arabia can certainly expand its tourism industry and attract visitors from all over the world without rejecting Islam. Such museums that preserve and showcase the beauty of Islam to the world should not be ashamed of or ignored. They demonstrate how beautiful Islam is and how the core of Saudi Arabia will always remain Islam, even if every single nation in the world modernizes, because if abandoning Islam is the cost of attracting tourists from all over the world, we must ask ourselves if it is truly worth it. May Allah guide us all. Ameen.